Hi, I'm Austin.
And I'm Patrick, and today we are going to be talking about body image issues in the gay community. I know, thrilling topic, right? It seems like we're all going to have a great time.
But I'm Austin.
And I'm Patrick.
So obviously we're gonna have a great time no matter what.
We're just going to try to talk about this a little bit because it's something that we've had a conversation about many times personally about like our flaws or feeling this way or that way. And then we realized that, of course, everyone feels that way. So we might as well have an open conversation about it.
And before we get started, be sure to subscribe because we make videos twice a week and it's awesome. Come back for more, guys.
Join our little family, as dysfunctional as yours, or your money back. So we both have had a conversation about our different body image issues, and it kind of comes down to individual flaws that we have.
And some of us have a lot of flaws.
Oh my god. But that's the thing, that everyone feels that way. It doesn't matter how pretty you are, how whatever, everyone feels like, you know, it's kind of like, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you always still have money issues, you know? Just because you have more money, that just means you have more things to pay for. Just because you're that pretty means you still have more things that you're worried about, this or that. Like, it's just the way that we're living right now in society, and has been for a very long time.
We definitely feel it in this day and age because of social media and traditional media and all the medias.
So the thing is also is that obviously Austin and I are like on social media. It's part of our lives and our jobs and everything like that. So there's Instagram, which I actually love Instagram. I love the platform. I think it's great. But it obviously comes with a downside, that Instagram is so visual that you don't really get to capture a whole lot about people without just seeing...
You see the filtered, the edited, the version they want you to see. As most of us do on social media, we don't show the bad parts.
Right.
Oh, God, if I showed you guys my bad hair days, oh boy, nobody would be watching this video right now.
No. But that's the thing, that it's like, that's how we feel, you know? We think about it, we go, God, if people really saw what I looked like when I woke up in the morning, or, you know, if I didn't have this filter on, or this or that, you know, you think, oh, but no one's gonna like me. No one will want to talk to me ever, which is clearly a ridiculous state of mind, but we all feel it. So, again, we just kind of wanted to delve into this a little bit and kind of rant a little bit to kind of get our thoughts and feelings out there and then hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Because, like, the thing is that obviously we just mentioned Instagram. Posting on Instagram feels so weird to me because I've never looked at myself and thought, like, ooh, wow, look at me, blah, 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 this or whatever. And so posting that and then have people say like, oh, wow, you look good, or this or that, it feels very like mind-fuckery to me. Because
it's like they're seeing a different person.
Right,
Than what you see.
I don't feel like that. I don't. And I also know that it's like the certain version. It is the lighting, the angle, the filter, all the good stuff that makes it look the right way, you know, isn't how I, you know, feel when I'm sitting and I'm slouching, you know. Like, I don't feel like, oh wow, look at this girl, like she's looking good, you know, like I feel like a different person. Not to mention that it was really interesting about Instagram that like, it kind of goes into the conversation about like owning your body type, I think, because for me, when I first met Austin, he knows this, that like I used to be involved in the fashion industry. Like I used to do costumes and I went to fashion school. And the thing about the fashion industry, and it's part of the reason why I left, there's such an issue with body image there, obviously. And even the guys are so slender usually. Like there are guys that are really muscular, but then there's like really skinny boys and whatever. And I always wanted to be that way. Like I always felt like, oh, I can't wear like skinny jeans because like my legs are too big, or I can't wear, which is ridiculous because now everyone looks at me and goes, oh, we know you because of your legs. But I used to hate my legs. I used to absolutely hate them. I thought they were the worst thing about me. And then at some point someone said, you know, people are actually really attracted to like, you know, muscular legs. And it was just something that I had never personally thought of. And so then I started like working them out a little bit and people were responding to it. And it made me feel so much better because I realized like I am short and I'm kind of more like thicker. That's just who I am. And it was something that I was fighting against for so long because like I wanted to be like tall and lanky and skinny, but that wasn't who I was structurally. There wasn't anything I could do to change that. It didn't matter how much I dieted, worked out, whatever. That wasn't gonna be my gig. So I had to like get into the fact that I am who I am. And once I kind of leaned into that, like I did feel better about my body. That didn't mean I was like, ooh, like everything's perfect now, but it was a really great realization for me, and I think you've had that before too.
Well, here's the thing, is that body image problems aren't just about how thick or thin you are or being tall or whatever. It comes down to structural things too. Like for me, for example, and I know that I've gotten a lot of backlash for saying this in the past, I've always hated my smile. And some people roll their eyes and go, oh my God, you have a great smile, blah, blah, blah. But I don't see it like that, because when I smile, it's very moon shaped and I get this shadow right here, and then I don't feel pretty. Those are the kinds of things that, like, it's not just about, you know, how thick your legs are or something. It can be, you know, your smile, or it can be your nose, or the shape of your head. We all have our own issues, and we only see them because we are our worst critics.
This problem is specific also to our community. It affects everyone on Earth, of course, but it's specific to our community in the sense that
The gay community, in case
oh, I meant, you know, what did you think I meant?
well, somebody could have been like, oh, I'm a boy, they're talking about my community, and it's
Oh,
like,
God.
we're talking about gay boys.
I don't want to be a part of that community. Now, it's specific to the gay community because gay men have a higher rate of eating disorders than their straight male counterparts do.
Really?
Yes, they do, and it's because so there's a part of gay culture that's very image driven because there's whether it's about being attracted to people or whatever, and the fact that we kind of like self-separate into groups in our own community, whether it's like, ooh, I'm a twink, I'm a bear, I'm a this, I'm a whatever, it can start to make you feel this way, and you could be like, oh, like I feel like I'm a twink, but like you might actually be like super tall, or you might be super whatever, and then you're starting to deal with this fact that you're like, oh my God, I don't look like these people, why don't I look like them? Which is silly, because you're you, why do you have to look like those people? It ends up, creating problems. And whether it not be that you develop an eating disorder, it still can like weigh on your psyche very heavy.
And to like build off of that, you can like look at a guy and think that his stature, his body type, everything like that is attractive, and then you look at yourself and you go, I don't look like that, so I'm not attractive. But the thing is that everybody has different types and people that they're interested in. Even though you might look at someone and be like, I don't look like them, doesn't mean that you're not attractive to someone else.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I think it's important because we look on social media, and that's the other thing that's funny about Instagram, because like I said, I feel very weird about Instagram and like posting photos of myself and having people have reactions to them in whatever way that they do, because like I don't feel like that's me. I don't even feel like I have any business doing that. But I also then look at people who do that even more successfully than I do, whether they have more followers or more engagement or whatever, and I think, oh my God, like I need to look more like them so I can get more of that, which is, again, ridiculous. Like, it makes no goddamn earthly sense, It's like everyone has something to offer the world, and if it's just your abs, really, come on. There's got to be more to a person. There's also a big problem when it comes to dating and that's another symptom of our times, because when we have apps like Tinder and Grindr that are so visually first, they're so about like, Tinder, literally you can like swipe left or swipe right. Like, it seems like actually a ridiculous concept when you think about it.
Oh yeah. Like, you're literally just judging people strictly off of how they look.
The people that I've found myself attracted to, they're never the people I look at and think, oh wow, you're so hot. It's usually somebody who comes at me and has some kind of great personality that like intrigues me, whether they be funny or interesting or talented or whatever. I usually look at that, and that's what I'm attracted to. Yes, I can look at some, hot Instagram guy and be like, wow, he's good looking, but do I actually find myself attracted to them? Do I find myself wanting to date them? God, no.
No.
They don't, like, those people could be interesting, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, and I think that with personality comes attractiveness. Like, for example, like, you can see those really attractive people, and then you can hear them talk, and they're just dumb. Some of them are, and then all of a sudden they're not as attractive anymore. And I think it works vice versa when someone who might not be like stunning or like drop dead gorgeous or something, and like you get to talking with them and stuff, and their personality is so great, they're so funny, and charming and all these kinds of things. And then all of a sudden they are the most attractive person in the world. And that applies to everyone, no matter what your sexual orientation is. That is definitely one of the greatest things, is your personality.
Right, that's what you have to offer, and it's a bummer that social media doesn't get to show that always. Because there are people that I know personally that show themselves some way on social media, and people make all these assumptions about them, and then I know them personally and think that person is actually really smart or really funny or really whatever, but social media doesn't capture that, so you're only getting the picture of, oh wow, they're really attractive. So you don't really get to see all these great things about them, and it's just kind of a bummer. Not to mention that, again, there's all of this stress put on how you look and how this. I'm a little sick right now.
Me too.
Yeah, good job. You got me sick, so thank you. Ew. So I'm a little sick right now, and I've been super busy with work. It's been crazy. So I haven't worked out in a very long time. It's been weeks or however long, which maybe to some people say oh, I never work out, so why should I feel bad about that? Thing is, I do work out, and I enjoy it and doing it, but I also have noticed, when I don't work out, I notice the difference in my body, and so then it makes me feel like, oh my god, I'm I'm gaining weight, or I'm whatever it is, or I'm losing muscle mass, and it's a mind fuck that I even think about things like that. It's like I should be happy that I am working really hard and and I'm bettering myself and all that kind of stuff. I shouldn't be sitting here thinking, oh God, why aren't my muscles bigger? God, that is a ridiculous thing to waste your time with, especially if you are, doing other things with your life, Okay, so we've been ranting now about this and we've talked about these things. We are very just letting our emotions come out right now. So I hope you have your understanding and there's some kind of train of thought. I hope you edit this together in a way that makes sense. And if not, I hope the nonsense is fine. But let's talk about solutions or ways to start to think better about these things.
So I think one of the solutions is to really grasp the concept that nobody sees your flaws like you do. Me and my smile, or you with your legs, or whatever it is, you are your worst critic.
The world doesn't see you through your bathroom mirror. You could sit in your bathroom and be staring at yourself, staring at your skin. I've done that a million times for an hour. And you could look at it and look at every little detail. But then the thing is, you go out in the world, the lighting's not the same, the angle's not the same, you're talking, there's all these kinds of different things going on. People aren't seeing what you're seeing when you're looking through a microscope. When you are telling a story and you're telling it and you're engaging people or whatever, people aren't gonna look at you and think, wow, look at his skin or whatever. They're interested in what you're saying. And there's all these other things going on. So you're not getting a real scope of reality when you're just staring at all your flaws, because the world sees something very different than you do. Not to mention, there's also what people find attractive. So your smile, for instance, where so many people could look at you and be like, you have such a beautiful smile. It's so great. It's one of the best things about you.
Stop.
And then he looks at himself and thinks, oh wow, this is awful, So when it goes to all this stuff and focusing on your flaws, what's better to focus on is focus on the good parts about you that aren't physically based. Think about the qualities that people love about you. You might be funny, you might be a great storyteller, you might be talented, you could be a singer, you could be a painter, you could be whatever you are. You could be great at reading directions, whatever you're good at.
Reading directions?
You say that. I went to Italy with all my friends. Nobody could read a map, and I could. And I got us back every time.
I thought you were talking about directions, how to put something together.
Which, by the way, you are.
And I am good at, yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're terrible.
You put together all of our IKEA furniture.
Stop.
And I cannot do that. So it's everyone has different skills and qualities that make them great. And by the way, that people are attracted to.
Oh, yeah.
There's really never been a romance or a wedding speech of I fell in love with you because of your abs. That's ridiculous. It's stupid to think that, really. It's even though we do think that way, it's a ridiculous concept. People fall in love because they, think that, they're a great person, or they're, they have whatever it is. It's usually not tied to, wow, because you're just so attractive.
Now, we can't pretend that physical attraction doesn't exist, because it does. We like what we like and people like what they like, and that's just who we are. But that means we also need to realize who we are and embrace it. If you're curvy, then you're curvy. Make it work for you, you know?
Yeah.
If you're really skinny and thin, like a popsicle, embrace it.
The thing about it is that's hard to remember is that there are people that are attracted to all different kinds of things and shapes and colors and sizes and all that kind of stuff. And so someone is gonna find you attractive. Somebody out there. So to embrace that, what happens then is that you actually just gain confidence about who you are, which ends up becoming the most attractive thing about you.
So true. Can't even explain to you. Confidence is key.
When you see somebody who is just like working it, like no matter what they look like, it is so attractive to watch that. Now, like all of that being said, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't ever eat healthy or go to the gym or, you know, get medication for your acne, whatever it is. That doesn't mean you can't better yourself. It's just that you should better yourself from a healthy place. Instead of going to the gym and trying to like, you know, gain muscles, do it because you want to be stronger or because you want to be healthier or whatever, not because you want to look like some Instagram model. You know, it's just, of course, you know, when you really say that out loud, like, oh, I want to look like that Instagram guy, it sounds kind of silly. Like, you should do it because you want to do it for you, and that, you know, that is a positive change in your life, or that you want to, you know, you want to work out because it's good for you. It is good for you. It makes me feel better, not because I look better necessarily, because I, like, actually do. I actually go into the gym, and I hate the gym. Like, people are like, oh, you must, like, love to work out. I don't! I hate it! More than anything, I hate it. But then I think, okay, I should go. And then I get done. When I'm finally done, it feels better. Like, I feel good. Like, I feel, like, active, and my body feels, like, physically better. I feel like I can move more and everything. And it really isn't tied to the fact that I'm like, ooh, I felt like I just, like, lost a pound. Like, it's more about, like, how I physically feel.
Yeah. That's the same thing with, like, eating healthy and stuff. And that has a big effect on, like, your skin and your body and everything, and it's like one of those positive changes, and one of them make you feel good.
And it's most importantly, it's like has a positive effect on your mood. All of these things are actually tied to like how we like live, not so much about like, oh wow, like I look so good. It can actually affect how you like live your life and interact with people.
Yeah.
I could go on a rant for days on sugar, but like sugar can be so bad for you, and it's in all of our food, and we all eat too much. But it's been shown 1,000,000 times over that when you reduce that, it can literally make you sleep better, it can boost your mood, it can make you happier, all that good stuff. So it's just little things like that that you can make changes from that kind of healthy mindset instead of saying, oh, well, I want to be skinnier because this or that. You know, it's like, do it from a healthy place.
Well, thank you guys for listening to us. We have these kinds of conversations all the time, and it just really helps us, you know, to rant about it, and hopefully it helped you guys out as well.
Just remember that, like everything we see is somehow filtered, somehow whatever. We have a ring light here and 2 soft boxes all coming in, trying to make us look pretty, but I see a mirror. There's a mirror right here that I'm looking at, and I'm going, oh, okay, well, It's silly. It's all silly. You know, everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. Y'all are pretty. Y'all have great things about you. Focus on those things and, you know, just live your life and try to be happy. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want us to rant any more about anything or talk about this topic more specifically, please comment down below and let us know. It feels good to get these emotions out into the world.
And be sure to subscribe because we make videos every Tuesday and Friday.
Okay.
All right, go forth.
Go for it.
And be you! Kind of like took in Gandalf.
A little bit.
That.
Yeah, a little Gandalf.
You shall not pass!
Do you think Gandalf was worried about how long his beard was or his wrinkles, whatever?
She was owning that.
She's a wizard! She can make things happen! Took that demon thing down into hell, and then he came with it, and then he came back as oh my god. I mean, spoiler, sorry. But like, honestly, do you think Gandalf had time to worry about like, oh, I gotta trim my beard? Ridiculous.
And that's that on that.
All right.
Bye!
Bye!